Hi, my name is Natalie, and this is Natalie Lawyer Chick. I'll be discussing popular topics through a legal lens. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Hey YouTube, my name is Natalie. Welcome, hope you're doing well. Today is going to be a viewer requested reaction to Louisville judge outraged by female inmate in court without pants. Whew. I have a story about something very, very similar to this, but unfortunately my judge was not outraged. But I'm going to get right into this reaction and tell you guys what I think. Oh, if this is your first time here, I'm a criminal defense attorney. I've been a criminal defense attorney for over 10 years. Welcome. And if you like my content, please like the video and subscribe. All right, let's get right into it.
All right, it looks like you are ready to be sentenced on this case today, and okay, you pled guilty way back when. She was on diversion. She failed diversion, apparently, for some reason, but how did she fail diversion?
Diversion is usually a program in which a person gets to either plead guilty and then get the guilty plea taken away, or not have to plead guilty at all as long as they satisfy some type of condition. So sometimes like domestic violence diversionary programs will be like complete a anger management or domestic batterers program, or for DUI in some states they might give you a diversion that's like attend mother against drunk driving classes and you can avoid the DUI conviction. They used to do diversion for like people with marijuana charges, where they would just do community service and then, you know, they wouldn't have to plead guilty to the marijuana charge. So there's different types of diversionary programs.
I never started it. I think that's what they said.
You never did it in the first place?
Yeah, that's what they said in arraignment yesterday.
Okay.
And benchmarked it a few times.
Okay.
So she did not complete her diversionary program successfully, in that she says that she didn't start it, or that's the allegation, was that she didn't start it. And then also that she bench warranted, which means that she failed to appear for some court dates. But either way, this must be a relatively low-level offense in order for a diversionary program to be offered in the first place.
Do you have other charges? Have you ever picked up any other charges? Okay, I'm not accepting this sentence. That's ridiculous.
Ooh, okay. So the judge doesn't like context-wise that this person is, I guess, being given a jail sentence for something that was previously going to be a diversionary program, even if the person didn't appear in court. Seems like it was such a low-level offense. And she is rejecting the plea and the sentence, which is rare for judges to do, but it does happen. Judges will reject a plea and sentence if they think that either it's too lenient or it's not lenient. Either it's too lenient or it's not lenient enough, or unjust to the defendant in some way.
No. I'm sentencing you to how long have you been in custody?
Well, they picked me up in Fayette Sunday morning.
And you have no charges anywhere?
No.
The jail would also refuse to give her pants and any kind of hygiene products that she needed.
No pants? What?
I've been wearing this since I came in with this on Sunday.
The jail refused to give her pants. So they probably took her from her home. If it looks like she's maybe in like boxers or something like that, or pajamas, I can't really tell. And the jail wouldn't give her appropriate clothing for her to appear in court.
Excuse me?
Other hygiene products that she greatly needed.
Hygiene products that she greatly needed for women. You know what that means. Probably sanitary napkins.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry, you might not be able to hear the attorney, but the jail refused to give her hygiene products and pants. So they arrested her, how they found her, and didn't allow her to wear pants, and they didn't give her any pants, nor did they give her any hygiene products.
Me? These are outrageous. Is this for real?
Bet you she's calling the jail right now.
I'm sorry. This is going to take a little bit. Hi, Jenny. This is Judge Wolf in Courtroom 102. How are you today? I'm fine. I'm actually calling to talk to Director Bolton or anyone who can come to my courtroom and tell me why there is a female defendant standing in front of me with no pants on. And she's been here for how many days, ma'am?
I got here like 3 days ago, 2 or 3 days
She's
ago.
been in our jail for 3 days, and it reports to me that the jail has refused to give her pants and feminine hygiene products. Uh-huh.
So much more common than you would want to believe. And many people in jail are pretrial, which means that they are presumed innocent and they have not been convicted of a crime. So you very well may have an innocent person with you or someone who has committed some really low-level offense. Think shoplifting, trespassing, something like that. And they are denied basic human rights like sanitary napkins and pants. It happens all the time, guys.
I'm not trying to embarrass you. I'm very sorry. Can we get her something to cover up with? Anything? Anything. Anything. I don't
The judge is furious.
care what it is.
I'm gonna sit in the back until
Yeah, let's take her back. Also, I'm changing your sentence to $100 fine, credit time served for that. Who? It's a
She just converted her jail sentence to time served and a fine. And this woman's going to go home after 3 days. I mean, talk about cruel and unusual punishment. So, as a society, under our jurisprudence, there is a prohibition against cruel and unusual punishment. Things like not having pants, not having shoes, not having access to healthcare, feminine hygiene products, all of these things, the lack of them would equate to cruel and unusual punishment. The state has an obligation and a burden when they take someone into custody to take care of that person, to make sure that they have the basic needs of daily living. They don't have to have the fanciest of things, the nicest of things, but they have to have food, clothing, water, hygiene products, healthcare. You cannot subject someone in a temporary, imprisonment situation in jail, even if you're there for life, it doesn't matter. You cannot subject someone. I'm just saying it's especially gruesome when you really think about that. This person has to go back out into society to cruel and unusual punishment, and that's what this amounts to. It's neglect, it's wrong, and it happens every single day.
shoplifting charge. A first-time shoplifting charge. 75 days? No. We're not doing
She took a plea to 75 days for shoplifting. Absolutely not.
that. What is this? Am I in the Twilight Zone? What is happening?
I don't know what they're doing over there in Louisville, but 75 days for a first-time shoplifting is excessive. Really, really excessive.
Clark, this is Judge Wolf in Courtroom 102. How are you today? I have a defendant who has been in your all's jail for 3 days, who is standing in front of me completely pantsless, has no pants on. She has requested pants for 3 days and has been denied pants for 3 days. She has no pants and she is in court. And she has also been denied feminine hygiene products. What the hell is going on?
As anyone that works in the criminal justice system, receiving a phone call like that from a judge, your heart is going to stop. You know what I'm saying? You guys are in trouble.
Absolutely, and I am holding her here until she is dressed appropriately to go back to the jail. This is outrageous. This cannot happen. And she was brought in from Fayette County, and I don't know what happened to her pants, but she says she has requested pants, and they have been denied to her for 3 days while she's been here. She is not dressed from the waist down, in my courtroom. And she's going to be released today, but I want her dressed before she is taken back over to the jail. Before I bring her back out, can we discuss this?
Sure.
Really?
I'm going to start on what you spoke to.
All right, so this is
She's got a uniform now, and I got the. She should have been dressed like she was. She should have been.
on the record today that she was denied.
She just, you couldn't hear that because I could barely hear it. But the judge said that this is probably going to go a little further than me. I'm just telling you this right now. So she's going to take that up the chain of command. I know she's mad.
The entire time that she was here. And the worst part about this is that this is her only charge ever. She was picked up on a bench warrant for a diversion case that she.
So basically, the reason that this defendant was held for an extended period of time is that she was picked up in a different county and then had to be transported over to the county where the bench warrant was from because she failed to appear. And that took several days just to get her transported, and the entire time she's without pants and without feminine hygiene products. And so the judge was saying the delay is not necessarily their fault, but it adds insult to injury. That all that it was a simple finable offense.
Normal. It is not normal. And again, I want to extend my deepest apologies to you for the way that you've been treated while you've been in our jail. This is not normal. It is not normal, and I've never seen it.
It's not normal, but it's not unheard of across the country. Maybe she's never seen it. Maybe it's never happened at that jail, but it happens all over the country.
A lot of girls up in fresh arrest that have on like similar clothes to what I had on, and they haven't given them the uniform. Like, I don't know.
Thank you, young lady. Exactly.
So you're telling me that there's a lot of people up there right now that are in the same situation?
They took some of them out, like, earlier today when I asked, they said they wouldn't give me a uniform until I went to a different dorm. But they moved a lot of girls out last night. But, like, it's like I came to booking and they were giving some people uniforms. They weren't giving some people uniforms. Like I don't know if they were picking and choosing what their criteria was, but
there's only one way that's going to get corrected. If you know what I mean. I've already talked to 3 people from the Department of Corrections. I can't explain the situation. They have assured me that it was a mistake and that it won't happen again.
These things are systemic. They're not mistakes. It's not a mistake that you see someone for 3 days in underwear and menstruating and you don't provide them with the basic needs of daily living. You don't provide them with pants and you don't provide them with, sanitary napkins. That's not a mistake. That's what you say to the judge, and I'm sure that the judge is trying not to throw anyone under the bus until she has all of the facts. But it's not a mistake. It's something that I've seen happen over and over again. I believe the defendant in this situation, based on my experience.
But given the information that you're telling me, it makes me feel like that's probably not correct. Maybe just what they're being told. Obviously, those aren't the people that are actually interacting with you. Okay? So I just want to tell you how incredibly sorry I am that you've been treated this way, and no one deserves this. Particularly, no one deserves it, but particularly in a situation like this where, you failed to complete a diversion program, you didn't even pick up new charges, and I am credit time serving the fine. So really, I mean, you should have been in jail for a day, tops, at that. And I will say, and you should have come to court. You should have come to court. This is not the part about the clothing and all that, but the fact that you're in custody is your fault. You understand that, right? You got to come to court. We can't just give people free passes all the time. But once you were arrested, the rest of this is completely inhumane and unacceptable. And I'm very sorry that you had to go through this. At this point, you are going to be released from custody, and all I can say is that I hope that your treatment for the remainder of the several hours that it will take to get through the process of release is much better. Okay? My apologies.
She's a good judge, and I get her. I think I agree with what she said, and I don't really know what else the judge could have done in that situation other than to have admonished them and told them that, them being the jail, that was inappropriate for them to have had that young lady out there with no pants on in court. So I was going to tell you guys that I actually had a, similar situation. I used to practice in Ocean City, Maryland, which is a major beach resort town in Maryland on the Eastern Shore. And there's a saying down there that you come on vacation and leave on probation. So a lot of people go down there, get things like DUIs or public intoxications or trespassing or fights and assaults and things like that. They come down for fun and then they end up getting locked up. So, a lot of the times people would come to court the next morning from having been locked up, and they would be in their swimsuits or their swim trunks or no shoes because they were locked up with no shoes on. And I raised like such a big stink on it because, I was like a younger attorney. Nobody was really taking me seriously. But I was also new to the shore at the time and definitely new to that particular county. And I just thought it was outrageous that they were not giving these people at least slippers and had them walking on the dirty courtroom and jail floors with no shoes on. Like they were in the jail, like the lockup in the back. It wasn't really a jail, but more of a lockup. The lockup in the back with no shoes on. And so I just repeatedly raised the stink until the judge was like, all right, Miss Whittingham, we'll just, please, okay, fine. We'll have slippers here. But it was like this big to-do that I was raising a stink that my clients were coming to court with no shoes on. You take someone into custody, you hold them overnight in the jail, you need to provide them with shoes. They should not be inside of a dirty jail where there's things like staph infections and all types of crazy stuff, scabies, all types of things run around in jails, and have them in there with no shoes or no shirts or no pants on. So anyway, I would like to know what you guys think about this situation. Let's get a conversation going in the comment section below. This is actually very interesting. It's an older video, so I'm sure a lot of you have seen it, but this was more new to me. I'd seen some little clips here and there, but never sat through and watched the entire thing. It is unfortunate and wrong, and it's not what should happen based on our Constitution, but it's unfortunately very commonplace. And I tend to believe the defendant in that this was a pretty commonplace situation. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.